Welcome, collector. Look closely upon this. To the uninitiated, the pathetic dregs of the Outer Rim, or the delusional remnants of the New Republic, this is a symbol of salvation. It is the green-bladed instrument of Luke Skywalker, ignited during the climax of the Galactic Civil War. But archives do not lie, and a weapon's physical form reveals everything about its maker. This is not the immaculate hero Hilt Skywalker displayed to the Dark Lord, Darth Vader, on the forest moon of Endor. No, this specific architecture is designated by weapons scholars as the Luke version 2. It is a battle-scarred, coarse, and deeply weathered implement. Its history is steeped in recycling. When Skywalker sought to construct his own blade after losing his father's weapon on Cloud City, he modeled it directly off Obi-Wan Kenobi's third lightsaber. The version 2 was built from the ashes of that design, cobbled together from salvaged parts, directly from Kenobi's abandoned hut on Tatooine. This is the true origin of its battered, weathered skin. Let us trace the material lineage. The primitive artisans of this galaxy look at this and see a mismatch of junk. An Armitage Shanks tap knob, a cone knob stripped from a Mitchell transcriptor turntable, and a crude Wellington boot stud taken from a pair of 1970 Wellington waders, known to the lightsaber community as the Mystery Chunk. The weak-minded claim these were mere real-world components used to build a film prop, but I theorize a deeper, dark reality. They are essential parts of the saber's internal construction, vital to conducting and stabilizing the massive energy output of a kyber crystal. Skywalker welded a coarse Graflex-style control clamp around its midsection, slapped a crude circuit card inside, and utilized these savaged greeblies to hold the weapon together. It was this weathered hilt that Skywalker wore on his belt when he surrendered to Jabba the Hutt's mercenaries. It was this exact weapon that shot up from the belly of the R2 unit on the Great Pit of Carkoon when the sail barge echoed with the screams of the dying guards. It was the version 2 that cast a green hue over the Tatooine sands. As a piece of engineering, it possesses an elegant silhouette. The thin neck design allows for an unobstructed, omnidirectional grip close to the emitter, granting the duelist immense agility in defensive forms. Skywalker utilized it to great effect to deflect blaster bolts with frantic speed. But look nearer. Examine the glaring structural vulnerability. The neck is exceptionally thin. In a true duel with a Sith, where the dark side fury meets Jedi restraint, this narrow junction is a critical point of failure. It lacks the reinforced density required to withstand sustained, crushing, heavy strikes from Form 4 gems. So, one perfectly placed, high-impact blow from a heavy Sith hilt, and this elegant neck bends, cracks, and snaps. The Jedi design their weapons for deflection, for passivity, for survival against common criminals and mindless drones. They prioritize the balance of a light hilt over the raw structural integrity required for absolute domination. To build a weapon meant to be used in close combat and leave its vital conduit exposed by a fraction of an inch of metal is an act of sheer foolishness. If one opens this weathered shell, you will find modern architecture keeping it alive. Inside rests a Proffie 2.2 chassis complete with a removable battery, feeding pure power to a vibrant, brilliant NeoPixel blade. The ignition is instantaneous, the clash detection flawless. It mimics the ideal, but a Sith would still never choose this architecture as their preferred weapon. We do not hide our activation switches inside loose, shifting metal clamps that can slip mid-combat. We do not leave our emitters structurally compromised for the sake of an aesthetic taper. A Sith weapon is an extension of absolute will, solid, unyielding, and weighted to deliver maximum kinetic trauma. Yet, I cannot deny its efficiency on the sail barge. It did its duty. It butchered the scum of the desert and severed the hand of the Dark Lord himself on the second Death Star. I admire the raw execution of its internal geometry, crude as it was. It is a historic monument to a boy who conquered an empire with pieces of junk inherited from a dead hermit. Admire the Skywalker version 2 for what it represents. A brilliant, desperate patch on a dying tradition. It is beautiful in its decay, chipped paint betraying the frantic rush of its assembly. Should you wish to add this heavily weathered monument to your own archives, this exact replica can be purchased at N Sabers. Use the code KYBERLAW1 at checkout, and you will receive a 7% discount on your acquisition. Study it. Know its flaws, for peace is a lie. There is only the law.